I don't want to end up in a nursing home. I don't want to become a burden to my loved ones. I don't want to die broke. When you compare these goals to what the insurance industry is giving you, they're two ships that simply passage in the ocean. They're never going to connect.
You are listening to the Aging Options podcast with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagaich. As the best-selling author of Your Retirement, Dream or Disaster, and host of 2 hit public television specials, Rajiv Nagaich has emerged as a retirement planning thought leader known for his willingness to disrupt the status quo. In this weekly podcast, Rajiv Nagaich offers piercing insights about the hidden traps in traditional retirement planning advice, along with straight talk about the problems during retirement that money, investments, estate plans, and insurance products don't address. If your retirement plan has been all about saving money, creating an estate plan, and buying long-term care insurance, what Rajiv Nagaich says may surprise you.
Welcome to Aging Options, the podcast. This is your host, Rajiv Nagaich. I hope you have subscribed to this channel because we talk about all sorts of crazy things that surround retirement on this channel. Things I promise you are not going to hear in other places. And here's an example of the types of things. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from an insurance agent who, after practicing or offering insurance services to consumers, he at some point realized that insurance doesn't solve all the problems his clients were facing. And he became disillusioned and he quit the insurance business for a while. And hopefully he'll get back in that business or in something else. But the point of that is, what is retirement planning? Where do we get our advice about retirement planning? And the honest truth is, we get it from professionals who represent various industries. The healthcare industry, represented by insurance agents, will coach and train insurance agents how to sell health insurance policies, long-term care insurance policies, life insurance policies, and all sorts of other policies. And the idea behind this is, if you want to take care of your health the right way, you need a health insurance policy. If you need to protect yourself in retirement from long-term care issues, buy a long-term care policy. But as this insurance agent found out, let me just make a couple of things clear to you. A health insurance policy, let's take a look at that. What is a health insurance policy? A health insurance policy is a mechanism which gives you access to care if you were to fall ill. If after buying the health insurance policy, I have a heart attack, I have stroke, I have cancer, I have diabetes, I have cholesterol, I have broken bones, I should be able to use this policy, which will open the doors to a doctor, to a hospital, to a pharmacy, where they have means to make me get better. So that is what the health insurance does. So why would an insurance agent say this is not really solving the problem? Because ask yourself this. If you are a retiree and you're living in retirement, can you think of anything more important you want to accomplish through a health insurance plan other than have access to it after you fall ill? And if you really ponder and think about it long and hard, here probably is what you're going to say. Yes, I have things that are more important. I don't want to end up in a nursing home. I don't want to become a burden to my loved ones. I don't want to die broke. When you compare these goals to what the insurance industry is giving you, they're two ships that simply passage in the ocean. They're never going to connect. And this is where the disillusionment comes in, because the insurance industry makes money by selling you policies and giving you access to healthcare. That's how they make money. So all the solutions come from there are going to be about how to access healthcare after you fall ill, where, in my opinion, your goal in retirement should be, teach me how to use this healthcare system so I can stay healthier longer, because the longer I'm healthier, the longer I'm not in a nursing home, the longer I'm not a burden to other people, the longer I'm not bleeding money through co-payments and deductibles and all sorts of ways to lose money. That's the reason. The point I'm making, same thing with long-term care insurance policies. What is a long-term care policy? It's the gold standard of doing proper retirement planning if you're going to be going into retirement sometime. Why? Because this is the way you're going to protect yourself. From what? A long-term care policy does not guarantee that if you were to fall ill, you don't end up in a nursing home. It just merely says that if you were to fall ill and needed long-term care, not covered by health insurance, then this policy will be the mechanism that will cover those costs as long as the policy will last. But it doesn't help you stay out of a nursing home, does it? And that's the point of life planning. All this education that we get from industries, make no mistake about it, this is education that is going to serve the financial interests of the industry before it's going to serve you. A long-term care insurance policy, as good as that may be, is not a product for everyone. It is a product only for those people who looked at this policy and said, yes, I can afford it today, and projected out 15 years in the future when the policy premiums are doubled or, God forbid, tripled. And you have looked at your finances and said, yes, even at that time with a double or triple premium, I will be able to afford it. You should be looking into a long-term care policy. If you cannot afford the premium at that time, if you have not looked at that stuff, you have no business looking at the long-term care insurance policy. I think the point this insurance agent was making is that all these answers that we give out as pat answers from industries, from the legal industry, you need documents, wills, trust, powers of attorney, living wills. From the healthcare industry, you need a health insurance policy. From a housing industry, you need to live in your house as long as you possibly can, because when you cannot do that, we have options. We'll help you out. From the financial industry, hey, you need to save lots of money and buy products like annuities and long-term care policies. All these answers are steeped with a conflict of interest, that these answers will first serve the needs of the industry before they will serve your needs. That's why you need to listen to this podcast, because this is the only place you're going to get information where I represent you, not the industry and not the companies. If you like this type of information, please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast and share it with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at info@agingoptions.com. Until next time.
Hello, producer Alec here. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Aging Options, the podcast. If you would like to know more about this topic and many other topics surrounding retirement, aging, and how to ensure that you're able to live out the retirement you deserve, please head on over to agingoptions.com. If you want a comprehensive, deep dive into planning your retirement and don't want to wait until next week's podcast, I highly recommend Rajiv's best-selling book, Your Retirement, Dream or Disaster. You can find both soft and hardcover editions on the agingoptions.com website. Please follow us on social media at Aging Options. If you want to see this podcast in video form, you can find us on YouTube, also at Aging Options. Until next week, age on.